The return of Boris Johnson to frontline post-Brexit trade talks between the UK and European Union has been hailed as a major boost in negotiations, but political experts have warned any agreement remains on a knife edge. Negotiations between Britain and the EU have been hindered by the coronavirus pandemic sweeping through the continent, triggering strict lockdowns that have prevented the respective leaders thrashing out a deal face-to-face. The UK team, led by the Prime Minister's chief Brexit negotiator David Frost, began talks with the Brussels counterpart Michel Barnier in March, but since then, they have been limited to negotiating via video conference calls. But talks soon hit a stalemate and turned bitter as the two sides quickly traded brutal blows over each other's negotiating positions and around demands about what should be included in any trade deal. Mr. Barnier has lashed out at the UK's negotiators, lamenting the lack of progress being made in talks, while Mr. Frost has warned Britain is prepared to walk away without a deal in place. Any attempts from the Prime Minister to become involved in talks with the EU have also been hindered by his own coronavirus diagnosis, which saw him admitted to hospital and away from the top job for several weeks. But he took a significant lead in a video conference call with EU leaders, including Ursula von der Leyen, last Monday, where Brussels finally accepted the UK's demand to leave the bloc at the end of the transition period on December 31, 2020. Mr. Johnson also held Brexit talks with French President Emmanuel Macron in Downing Street on Thursday, the first time he has met a major world leader face-to-face since the coronavirus lockdown was enforced. Political experts have hailed the return of Mr. Johnson to negotiations as a much-needed morale boost as hopes increase the two sides can come to an agreement on a number of key areas. John MacDonald, head of government affairs at the Adam Smith Institute think tank, told Express.co.uk, "Coronavirus has undoubtedly hindered Brexit talks. Boris Johnson has been unable to negotiate with his usual vim and vigour, and not just due to technological limitations. His focus has been shifted towards dealing with the pandemic, and his personal experience with COVID-19 will have sapped his usual gusto in taking on the challenges of Brexit.